the dogs. So, I'm excited to talk about this. So we're gonna talk about the very first new member of the dog house for this week. We all kind of saw this boxer as someone who was very unorthodox, not really skillful, bad feet when it comes to boxing. Um, had a very questionable win last year in May against Barroso, thanks to Tony Weeks, who stopped the fight early when it shouldn't have been stopped, and was talking all this trash, basically saying that he could beat Tank and Cruz, and that they were too small. Well, come Saturday, live on Dazzin. I believe it was Dazzin. I can't remember where it was actually live at, but live and on pay per view on Saturday. I believe it might have been Prime. It could be. It was on live on Prime pay per view. We had Cruz versus Roland Rolly Romero. Now look, I am not the biggest knowledge. I don't have the best knowledge when it comes to boxing, but I do have someone beside me who does. So I believe he's going to agree with most of the things that I say. He has already. Let me tell you guys what the CompuBox said with the fight against Cruz. So Rolly in the first round landed 10 punches total, but he threw 43, which is not so good. But I mean, to his to his credit, I wouldn't say to his credit, but Cruz landed only 17 to 55, but the percentage was higher. The power punches is where it got scary for Rolly. So Rolly only landed 8 in the first round. Cruz landed double that. So that shows you who was getting. I want to say this word, but I know somebody gonna say no Diddy, but he was getting beat very badly in the first round. Then the second round, it got a little bit more even with the power punches. It was 12-13. Cruz still was in charge of that. Then Cruz had 10 in the third, 17 in the fourth, 15 in the sixth, 30 in the seventh, and then 11 in the eighth round where the fight got stopped. If you saw that fight, then you clearly saw that he was getting whooped throughout the entire fight.
I think he said daddy a few times.
He might have. And if you saw the ending, if you saw the post game, the post fight interview, he looked a little lost. I don't think he knew where he was at. Looks like I'm lagging a little bit, but hey, that's what was happening in the roller. He was lagging in the ring. So I'm just giving you a little example of what happened to him in the ring on Saturday night. Now I'm gonna let my brother do a little bit more in depth explaining of why he belongs in the doghouse.
I mean, one of the things, there are a lot of boxers out there, man, and everybody does this a lot, man. When you go out there and you do something, you try to sell the fight, right? And I don't know whether he was trying to sell the fight or what he was trying to do, but he talked a lot, way, way too much, right? And for some reason, you Cruz was just focused, and you see why.
Mm.
He was he was focused on knocking this dude out. Like I don't know what he was thinking when he came out there, but when you come out there, you got to have a strategy. He had no strategy. He came out there and Um, he never changed, and this guy who probably, not even probably, Cruz is by far is the better fighter anyway, in my opinion.
Mine
But
too.
but he got out there, man, and he was the show. Like everybody comes in there, he said he talked his mouth like he was going to put on a show, and he became the show.
Hmm.
And that's
He was the circus act.
he was the circus act, yo. Like, and his post game interview, his post fight interview,
You'd have thought the man was drunk.
I was like, is he still getting hit? I was like, is that boy still getting hit right now? I was like, wow.
Man, he was getting
Like,
tore up. I was like, sheesh,
you
somebody
know,
stop him.
you know, when um when Spence got beat by Bud, right? When he got beat by Bud, he still came out there. And now you knew he had some injuries, right? He had some injuries, some seen, some probably not, some unseen injuries.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't think Rolly had those. I just thought that he just like you ever you know how sometimes you can be left back and you're in school and you watch your class go ahead. That's kind of how it was. It's kind of like Cruz knocked him back. He was in like 11th grade, or he thought he was in 12th grade getting ready to graduate, and Cruz knocked him back down to like the 10th grade.
Dang, 2 grades, not 1, 2. Sheesh.
Like he I don't know why he still thinks. Now, I will say one thing. I think Tank said that he probably was the hardest person he's ever got hit by.
Hmm.
Right? I think that's what Tank said, right? And I don't
About Cruz, right?
yeah, I think it was
Hmm.
about Cruz. Um so if he's saying it about Cruz, what is Rolly saying about him right now?
Oh,
Because
well,
he got hit by both of them. That's what I'm trying to
he
figure out. What is he saying right now?
he said Tank it's not that it wasn't that hard of a hit. He just caught him. But I mean
Yeah, well,
that's his opinion.
it's
That's
not the
his
fight I
opinion.
was watching.
Not the fight I was watching either. But hey, um,
Yeah.
that's his opinion against ours. He was the one in the ring. We weren't. So hey, I'll take your word for it. All I know is you didn't come out looking good on
Well, he went
Saturday.
to sleep. He was
Yeah.
asleep. How does he know? He don't know how hard he got hit. He woke up.
Right, Tomo. Tomo in the comment section said Rolly's still in 2020. You're right. He actually is.
Yo, when
He
he
still
came,
is.
he hit the mat so hard. I think the mat woke him up when Tank hit him. I think he was asleep on his feet. I personally think he was. Most people said he wasn't. I thought he was asleep on his feet.
I wouldn't be
But
surprised if he was, but all I know is Rolly, you should have took the Ryan Garcia fight. That's what you should have did. You should have took that fight. That's the fight that you would have got paid, and you probably wouldn't have got knocked out as bad. But that's
no,
the
I
fight
think
you should have took.
I, I
Now,
I think Ryan would have still knocked him out.
I don't think it would have been that bad though.
It wouldn't. It would have been systematic, but I think he would have knocked him out. PTE is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, you're right. He needs some milk. Wake him up. Wake him up.
Yeah,
Wake him up.
I don't know. I don't know what they I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what their strategy was.
Yeah,
And that was my whole thing when I was watching it. I was like, what's his strategy? Like, what is he going to do? The second fight, I mean, we're not talking about the second fight. The second fight, that was just a brutal elbow to the head thingy, and that that
yeah,
caused that fight to be totally different. But he ain't getting no elbow to the head. He got nothing but fists to the
nothing but
body, to the head. Like, my man was out there playing congos on his body. Like he was out there beatboxing, like he was backyard playing in, you know, playing a beat or something like that. They were just like,
Mhm.
put it in the pocket.
Put it in the pocket. Pocket. There you go. Well, welcome, Rolly. Welcome. Welcome. We got a nice cold seat for you in the doghouse. So, Rolly, I think you might need to. Well, I'll tell you this though. Don't hire Derek James as your trainer. Go find someone else. Um, Maybe see if Bomac can help you out because your footwork is terrible and you just seem to be getting knocked out when you fight somebody that can actually box and got power. So, Rollie, you get the call that most get when they get put in the doghouse. So, welcome to the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. All right.